And a good Saturday evening to all of you in Facebook and YouTube land. Welcome to the Jolly Platt and Dirt Goats Show, coming to you live from the studios in Enterprise, Georgia, the studios in Thompsontown, Georgia, the studios in Tobacco Road, Georgia, the studios in the outskirts of Kinsey, Alabama. Broadcasting to you live in all 57 states, 8 foreign countries, and 4 sunken islands. Reruns of tonight's show can be found this week on the Dick Van Dyke Show, the Paul Wagner Show, and the Amos and Andy Show. And tonight, for the very first time, we are on the screen at Willie's Wings and Washateria in Why Not, North Carolina. And we're glad that you're with us tonight, inviting us into your home for the Charlie Platt and Dirt Road Sports Show. Charlie, take it away.
Well, tell me about Willie's place one more time before we get started.
Willie's Wings and Washateria in Why Not, North Carolina. It's a real town, Why Not, North Carolina.
Okay, we may be all moving up there and joining Willie before it's all over with. I just saw here's a news flash. I got the big screen on here that says Biden will has said he is going to defeat terrorism, domestic terrorism.
Defeat domestic terrorism.
Yes, sir.
How's he going to do that? He is domestic terrorism.
Well, I don't know, Weasel. I'm just telling you what's on the TV line now. It's great to have everybody tuned in tonight. If you know somebody that might not have ever watched this, give them a call, give them a text, give them a little message on the computer. But we are going to have us a good time tonight and talk about some probably really important things. So everybody stay with us and get ready for an hour of the Dirt Road Sports. And with that, I'll throw it over to Floyd B. Lloyd. Floyd?
Can't hear a word Charlie's saying, Marvin.
It's time for you to talk.
Time for me to talk now.
Time for you to talk.
What am I supposed to do? Read lip? We got to get somebody up there with like they do at all these political rallies and everything. We got to get somebody up there with the hand sign.
Yeah, doing the sign
stuff and and all of that and doing this. But anyway, good to be with y'all tonight over here, broadcasting live from the worst street in Colton, Georgia. You can't go down it without knocking your tires half off your car. I saw a big road crew right down here on Smiley Street. Day before yesterday, they had pavers lined up. They had asphalt pavers. They had dump trucks. They had motor graders. They had everything. I pulled up there and asked them, I said, man, I'm glad to see y'all. Y'all fit to get some paving done. They said, yeah, we fit to get started. I said, when y'all gonna get started on this street and down there on the next street, Tobacco Road down there? They said, we ain't going down there. We ain't touching that. I said, where you going? They said, we going to the Bellevue Highway. Have mercy. I just paid my taxes too last year. Just did get them in under the wire there. So I think I'm going to start holding off on my taxes there until I get some road work done in here. I don't know who I need to talk to. My county commissioner or my city councilman or somebody. I don't even know who they are. But anyway, I'm going to talk to them and find out what they can help me out down here on old Tobacco Road down here. We just abandoned down here, Charlie. Just abandoned down here.
The reason I don't go see Floyd more often is because every time I go, my vehicle, it costs me a pretty good bit to go, not just for the gas to go to Colquitt and back, but front end alignments on vehicles are very, very expensive.
Have to have your vehicle realigned every time you visit Floyd, right?
Oh yeah. When I turn on Tobacco Road, it's bad.
Too. I got my neighbors over here, next door neighbors. They scared to even leave the house over here. Scared they scared to leave the house. Scared he gonna tear the car. One boy, my next door neighbor had to buy a 4-wheel drive truck just so he could get up and down the street here. Scared for his wife to get out. She got one of them little Lincoln Continental cars, one of them Lincoln Continental SUV there. She's scared for her to get out there on the street. But anyway, everything's gonna be all right. We fine. I grew up on a dirt road, so I ain't got no problem, man. I'm living a life, living in paradise. I'm in the comfort zone, if you will. What you think about it, Queasel?
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm disappointed.
Huh?
I'm disappointed.
Oh, what?
Well, we got a new president on Tuesday. And today's Saturday, I was under the assumption he gonna have everything fixed by Friday so we could all take Saturday off. I thought everything was gonna be done. Is all I have heard. The man that we had that done more for the United States than any president in a long time who done it for free wasn't good enough. So we had to get one in there and pay him a salary to see what he's gonna do. And all he has done is come in there and undone what the one did for free that fixed everything. I don't know what it takes to satisfy the people in the United States, because from what I'm hearing, the same group that was a rioting and hollering and blowing up stuff and burning up stuff in the street, they still out there doing it. They doing it now. They done turned on him, and he ain't been president a week. So I don't know what the deal is. I really don't know. I can tell you what my thoughts are. My thoughts is to turn the police loose and let them police, and you will see a change in the attitudes of some of the people, because they have a way of changing it. But I assumed all I was hearing was true, so I figured that number one, the virus was going to be gone. Number two, that everything else was going to be fixed. All the energy problems were going to be fixed. Everything was done. All that was supposed to be done in the first uh, 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days by the end of the week.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, it's going to be done, baby. It's going to be a wrap. It's going to be in good shape.
Only thing I'm seeing is gas fitting to go up $4-5 a gallon. The folks are still riding. The virus is still strong as it's ever been. So what have we done other than paying somebody 200 and whatever, 300, 400, a million, whatever they make? And we had a man doing it for free that was doing a better job. It don't make sense to me, but who am I? I'm stupid to start with, so it don't make no difference. I just thought I'm just a little disappointed. Marvin, you want to bail me out, or you want to agree with me?
No, I think you're right on track. I mean, I don't have a clue. I mean, there's so much going on, and so much that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've just been confused. I mean, here's the thing. I called Floyd and told him this yesterday. Some of the president's supporters are now upset because he's doing what he said he would do. I mean, everything that he said before they voted, he told them, this is what I'm going to do day one, and he did it. I mean, I got to give the man at least a little bit of credit. He keeps his word, but now they're mad because he kept his word.
Yeah, you can't please them. There's no pleasing people like that. He said the first thing he's going to do is going to close down the Keystone Pipeline. We're going to eliminate about 75,000 jobs, bam, like that, and make gas go up. Then he said he's going to put men in women's bathrooms, which they already there, but then he's going to put men on women's sports teams and leagues and what have you, in college and high school and grammar school and everywhere. So you got to give the man credit. He's right. He said he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. But he made one mistake though. He said he was going to get this COVID deal turned around, get it headed in the right direction. But then yesterday he said that don't count on that, baby. It's too late for that. No, COVID gonna get us all. Basically, what he said. No, hey man, just get your popcorn ready, because it's fixing to get interesting.
But ain't y'all just a little bit disappointed? I mean, what you expecting big things? I mean, it's like going to a fireworks show and then they give you a handful of sparklers. That's kind of the way. That's the way I look at it.
I agree with you.
We got a dude sitting in there now. But hey, look at him. We over here in Southwest Georgia, man. We live in the greatest place anybody can live in the world, right where we are. We're gonna feel some ramifications of it. I don't know how long it's gonna be, and I don't know how hard it's gonna be, but we're gonna feel some ramifications pretty soon. But right now, Lord help us, day by day. That's all we can do, day by day.
I'm glad to live where I live. Amen.
Oh yeah.
Amen.
Hey, as bad as it is, I got lifted up. I done forgot one night this week. I got a chance to watch the greatest movie that was ever made. I got to watch it again.
What was that?
Smokey and the Bandit. That's the best movie that ever been made. Now, anybody that says Smokey and the Bandit was not a great movie is not a redneck. You can count on that. They
Amen.
are not a redneck.
Well, and the plot is so deep too, Queasel. I mean, the plot is so
Yeah.
deep, and the acting is I mean, it just brings a tear to your eye the way that Burt Reynolds and Jackie Gleason, because Jackie Gleason was not acting. He was not acting.
No.
Jackie Gleason was
No,
real.
no,
Jackie Gleason,
no.
that's right.
Jack,
But
Jack,
yeah, that was a deep movie, Queasel. You really had to sit back and think on it. It's kind of like Over Under
Yeah.
Where Art Thou, you know. Every
Yeah.
time you watch it, you get something, you glean something new from it. You glean more information, you glean more feeling from it. And I think that's the way it is with Smokey and the Bandit. Kind of like
And
watching Patton. Kind of like watching
Yeah.
Patton.
literary and film genius.
It was,
Mhm.
absolutely. Did it win an Academy Award, Smokey and the Bandit? Did it win like Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor?
No.
It didn't. It should have.
It didn't. It should have.
But in my little humble honest opinion, it's the greatest movie ever been made.
That's all that matters.
That's right.
Mhm.
All that matters. Nothing else matters on the planet. That's all that matters. What
Oh
your kids
Lord.
do.
Your cousin is taking credit, said that Smokey and the Bandit was filmed up there where he lives in the mountains. Now, how many mountains did you see Smokey and the Bandit jump?
He didn't jump no mountain. He jumped some rivers, some creeks, some streams.
Yeah.
And he run up under some
Well,
You
Jack,
need to.
mountains. That's
it
the
was
Dukes of
filmed
Hazzard.
in
He's
Georgia,
talking
wasn't
about the Dukes of Hazzard. That's who he's
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about. My
Dukes of
cousin
Hazzard.
is.
Oh,
Your
okay.
cousin up there, he trying to take a claim that it was filmed up there on one of them mountains up there in Hall County that he
No,
lives in. Ain't no such a thing.
no.
Hey,
But he
man,
gets confused.
let me say something here. Some people are saying the screen is a little different tonight. It is. Lothario is on a date in Tallahassee, Florida, our producer, and so we are winging by the seat of our pants. And so, if you will just bear with us tonight, we'd be appreciative of that. Got a lot of folks watching, man. We have got them. I mean, they are watching from all over here tonight. Got the Cheevertown Mowers are watching, Carolyn Worsley watching, Dakota Coffee, Joe Watson, Georgia, Melanie Williams in Peachtree City, Rita Mock, Tony and Bonnie Lane. They are looking at Woody's Oysters here. Oscar and Johnny Ogg, man, they with us every single Saturday night. Stevie Donnelly from Patmos, Georgia. Fonsalvo Mercus from Bainbridge, Georgia. Lucille Varna Doe, Amanda Nichols, Dean King, and Sandra. Let's see here. Tony and Bonnie Lane, Dale and Emmett Mock, Randy Dynamite King, Ricky Mullet Carpenter, Charles and Pam Pickle always watching. Nick Snellgrove wanting to know where Bernie and his mittens are. Let's see who else. Brian Wells, Lake Seminole, Raymond English, Roy and Becky Barber, Lake Seminole, Mike Stewart, Stanley Williams, Billy Griswold. Let's see here who else. Christy Austin, Columbus. Melissa Tillery, Joel Gray, and Karen from Clearwater, Florida. Miss Patricia Hurd. Hold on here. Let me see. I done something wrong here.
No, not something wrong. Not for Mark.
Wait,
Right here, Cindy Rojo Man is watching tonight.
Bless that girl, Lord.
I'm telling you, bless her. For those of you that don't know, Julio went home to be with the Lord last Sunday. We prayed for him last Saturday night, and he went home about 2:30 in the afternoon, and he went home to be with the Lord. And so our prayers go out to Miss Cindy and their whole family.
Marvin, I don't know what you done. You must have done something wrong, but for the first time and ever since we done something, I'm seeing folks what's watching the show. I ain't never seen it before. Why come that?
Well, it's a new program I got here.
Oh, and I see something on here that I don't understand, but I do understand.
What?
It says here that Karen Tays is from Arizona. And I don't know how in the world she wound up in Arizona, but I don't put nothing past her. She was probably supposed to turn in Mariana or somewhere, and she wound up in Arizona. So,
yeah. Cheryl Barwick has joined us here. And
Ansley, the Jones family, Ansley Hayes Jones. She's from Cardwood, Georgia.
Cardwood, Georgia.
Hayes is Walden Lawrence.
Yeah. Look at that. Willa Nook.
Yeah, Willa Nook's in they hooked up.
Yeah.
And that's Baker County. That's the state of Baker County. I don't know how that I don't know if we got a permit or not to be in Baker County.
We operating illegally in the
illegally got an illegal tower, illegal signal.
I need to go ahead and get this thrown out at the very beginning of the show. Well, it ain't the beginning no more. We will not be having, first time in about 3 months, we will not be having a fishing report tonight. The Reverend Barb told me he will not
no.
join us tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Well, his wife's watching us.
Clarence Smith.
Reverend Barwick's wife, she's tuned in to us. Reverend Barwick, hey, I don't reckon he went fishing this past week, did he? The weather was so bad for one thing, man. You can't fish in weather like that.
Charlie, you just going to talk over him because I don't think Floyd can hear you. Just talk. Don't say in your mind.
I can't hear him. I can't hear a word he say. I yell, y'all, but I can't hear a word Charlie say. Lothario's going to be back when?
I don't. He'll be back till next Saturday night, I hope.
We interfering in Lothario's love life. That's what.
You know who's gonna come up on the short end of the stick?
I will tell you.
Dirt road sport.
That's
Lothario ain't got no interest in us. I wouldn't have.
Yeah. That 17-year-old gal from Bainbridge is where his attention is at, and we get the leftovers.
That's right. I'd have been the same way, man.
I have got a list, Marvin, about 10 miles long of folks watching out. We'll try to get some of those a little bit later on, but one of them, Clarence Smith, fishing was slow today. A lot of bass boats on the water. I guess they're getting ready for next weekend for the big prize money. Sounds like me and Queasel need to sign up, borrow a boat, one of them fast ones, and go up there and compete. What about it, Queasel?
I'm game if you are. What we're fishing for?
I guess them trout, you know.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. You got a tiny torpedo. I got one. If it won't hit a tiny torpedo, it ain't worth catching.
Hey, well,
you got a what, Pete Quizzer? You got what?
A tiny torpedo.
Oh, man, I don't believe I said that on the air like that now.
Yeah, man, the tiny torpedo, that's the best fishing plug ever been.
Oh, you need to clarify yourself. I thought you were talking about something else. I'm sorry.
No, you getting messed up with my fishing hat. You trying to remember that hat on the stuff about the fishing hat. I know what you're talking about. I know what
torpedo. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear
your
you.
mind in the gutter,
you're bringing up on me.
Your mind in the gutter. I'm trying to win some money. How much money in the pot?
I got a bad connection over here.
How much money in the pot there, Charlie?
They said big money. That's all I know. Y'all got me confused now. One thing I want, and I need for y'all to talk to Floyd about this so he can comment on it here in a minute. But one of the things, going back to your remarks, Queasel, about what's happening in this country right now, I'm going to tell you what the biggest problem is. And some of us might be guilty and need to raise our hands. We done got spoiled. And ain't nobody going to work in this country. Have y'all figured that out yet? I mean, y'all have public jobs, but you go out, you got a small business or you got a large business right now, and you try to go find a labor force and put it together, you can't do it. It can't be done. And the reason is the government has been giving and giving and giving and promised so much more. And there's a lot of folks that can make more money sitting their butts at home and walking out to the mailbox and getting it. So I'm beginning to wonder who's going to run these businesses and stores.
Well, I got a friend that owns 3 businesses. He's got a farm and 2 businesses, and he cannot find enough employees for any of his businesses, any of them at all. He's got about, between all 3 of them, I think he said he had probably 8 or 10 openings, and he cannot fill them.
Let me tell you what Teddy Roosevelt said about that. I got a quote from him about that. Listen to what he said, kindly, to go back to what you're talking about, Charlie. It says, the things that will destroy America are prosperity at any price, peace at any price, safety first instead of duty first, and love of soft living and the get rich quick theory of life. You reckon that man didn't know what he's talking about?
How many years ago was that, Queasel?
He was ahead of his time. He could see into the future. He had like a crystal ball. He could look in and say, "Let me see what 2021 looks like."
Exactly. I
There it
agree.
is. It's just laid out there. There was some smart folks coming along throughout this country, throughout the creation, the founding of this country, and the building of it, and the protecting of it, and the manufacturing jobs and the manufacturing that was created here in this country. Uh, they was a tremendous amount of smart people, and I'm wondering what happened to them smart people. We don't have smart people running things anymore. We have people who have an insatiable appetite for power and for money, and to heck with everybody else. But them old folks, it's like old Harry Truman we've talked about. Harry Truman, when he left the White House, he was the president of the United States, and Dwight Eisenhower was elected the new president. Harry S. Truman got in his old Buick or Plymouth or whatever, and he drove back to Missouri. Him and his wife. He drove back. You never heard from him again. Now all you got now is all these politicians, all these camera hogs. The worst thing that ever happened to anybody in the United States of America has been a politician and a TV camera. You put them two together. Now let me tell you something, partner. You got problems. But they just have this insatiable appetite for power and for money, and you can't have one without the other. Sounds like anymore. Can't have it. Got to have that power. Where did the smart folks go? Where'd they go?
You know,
we ain't smart. We not. And it was long about my generation. I'm what's called a baby boomer. I was born in 1947, and I came of age in the 60s, in the mid 60s. And then in the late 60s, 67, 68, 69, that's when it all started going south with my generation. And I'm part of the problem. My generation is. I hope I'm not part of the problem, but my generation is. So we've digressed from that period of time till now, and I just don't know. I don't know. Where else is there to go? Where else can you go?
Well, y'all talk about the power and add the word greed to it, because Floyd and I were talking earlier about these coaches that they don't like. They're going to fire them, and they do fire them. They fire them. And when they fire them, they give them $13, $16 million, whatever it may be. We got a case over here or they have, because I do not live in, thank God I don't live in the corporate city limits of Dothan, Alabama anymore, just because of stupidity that's going on. They had one of them bring them into town folks because nobody local had enough sense to do it. One socialist type folks to be superintendent of education. She had a big contract, had this, that, and the other. She sent a letter with letting them know she had the intent and was going to resign. Well, because they didn't allow her 120 days to resign, they went ahead and terminated because she said that she was going to do it. Now asking for over $500,000 in damages.
Marvin.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Marvin, I just want to go on record and say this, okay? So we got all these witnesses. If you ever decide that you want to fire me and you're going to pay me $16 million, I'll quit for half. I'll just go on and quit for half.
What's the guy in Gus Malzahn? I mean, he's getting 13 million up front and then 13 million over 4 years. Isn't that correct, Charlie?
I don't know. I don't give a rat's rear end. It's all gotten to where it's so much about money. I don't even hardly watch the football anymore. But this is where the country.
My question is this: where do these schools get all this money from? I mean, how much money? How many people can you pay $13 million to walk away from a job that they're a loser at? What else are they doing with the money? How much are they paying these college professors? How much are they paying these college professors to fill these young people's brains full of straight mush? They don't learn anything. It's a nothing subject, and then they get out of school and they can't find a job, and then they're confused about it. They're angry about it. Why don't you go to a trade school somewhere and learn how to weld, or learn how to fix a car motor, or a diesel tractor motor, or a diesel truck motor? Learn how to build something. Learn how to build a house, or climb a pole for some electrical company, and make you about $75,000 to $125,000 a year. Besides sitting in that classroom, if I had, and I'm an expert on raising youngins, you know that because I never had any. But if I had a youngin and he come to me and said, "Man, I want to go to school. I want me what's one of the most stupid degrees that they give out now in school, Marvin? You know more about it than I do.
I don't know, liberal art, just a liberal
Liberal
art.
arts. That's good. Give me a liberal art, or maybe a gender studies degree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a
Yeah.
Feminine studies. Here's a new one.
feminine studies. And I say, oh, wait a minute, son. Here, let me show you something. Let me show you. Let me go in here. I got an old Playboy magazine in here. Let me show you some gender studies right here. Here's some gender. Now, here's your gender right here, baby. This is one gender right here, and I'm the other one. You know, so now you don't need to go to school and learn anything about that. But yeah, gonna take gender studies. Yeah, we're gonna study who a man is and who a woman is. And they're gonna pay. I don't know how much it costs to send a youngin to the University of Georgia or Alabama or Auburn. I imagine what, $20,000 a year? Something
It's
like
expensive. It's expensive.
You know, won't you just take that money and say, "Here, I'm gonna give you some money. I'm gonna give you some money so you make you a down payment on your house, and where you can have your own mailbox with all the mail coming to you. And then when you do that, then maybe you can have some sense. Otherwise, we ain't going down that road. I'm gonna send you to welding school."
But you know,
that's just my opinion.
Floyd, there's a little bit of a curve coming in there. Because me and Marvin, we discussed this not too awful long ago. We were having to redo some things, and you know, some of these jobs now that are require you to have a college education or whatever, they will substitute it for years of work-related experience, which that's a good thing.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing there. Yeah, I'll buy into that. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I was a straight fool when I was young. I didn't have no sense. I was 14, 15 years old. I'm going to tell you something. One of the smartest men in the world was my daddy. He was one of the smartest men I ever knew in my life. I was 14, 15 years old. And you know what I wanted? Worse than anything in the world. What I wanted? A motorcycle. I want a motorcycle. My daddy said, "Son, I'm tired of hearing now about it. I ain't buying you no motorcycle." I said, "I want a motorcycle. He said, "I don't want to hear that." And finally he said, "Okay." He said, "You can have a motorcycle." I said, yeah. When can I get my motorcycle? He said, "When you get your own mailbox." I never owned a motorcycle. Go ahead, Charlie.
What I wonder is this. We've heard about this old woman makes a bad picture over here. They had as superintendent of education. She had put a picture of her in the paper the other day. She had the meanest look on her face. Boy, you didn't want to, she just looked bad. But she wanting over $500,000,000. Malzahn's getting this big payoff for getting fired. The one up in South Carolina getting a big payoff for getting fired. They don't want him anymore. And I got a question, and I got to pose it to Marvin. Marvin, if someone is a pastor and you get fired, is there any certain package y'all have lined up, or is there anything you can expect if, say, the Creek Church out there decided they didn't want Corey Thomas out there preaching no more, and they just said, we want to buy your contract out. What could old Corey expect from that?
2 weeks of pay and a thank you. And
you wouldn't get no gift.
That would be if I was blessed. 2 weeks of pay. Now,
y'all talking about if you was discharged from your preaching duty. Let me tell you what a fella told me one time about going to a church. This fella, he's donating his time and his knowledge and his expertise and his motivational skills. He went to a church. It was a Valentine's church party thing they were having. He went there and he gave his testimony about his heart. Had a heart. He was in intensive care like for 48 days and 49 nights, laying there in intensive care. Just lay prostrate, if you will, in the bed. Oxygen hoses going on in him and everything. He's going in there giving his testimony at the church. Heart patient, barely alive, going in there giving a heart patient. And the preacher was talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna pass the plate. We're gonna get a love offering for you. And he said, you know what I left out with? I said, no, man, what? He said, I left out with a $10 gift certificate to Olive Garden. I said, to Olive Garden? I said, man, that's the cholesterol, high blood pressure capital of the world. Olive Garden. There ain't nothing in there that ain't got about 4 tablespoons of salt in each serving. Plus it's loaded with cholesterol and butter. He said, that's what they done. I don't know who, I can't remember what church that was that he went to and done all that, but ain't that something? Ain't that some way to be treated?
Hey, hold on. We got a call. Caller, you're on live with Charlie.
What do you think, Charlie?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you on live with Charlie Platt in the Dirt Road Sports.
Well, great. Y'all
See,
doing
who is that?
Who is this?
This is Randall.
Randall, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How about you?
Good.
I just called to let y'all know that we hadn't forgot y'all. But Stephanie, I'd like y'all to remember her. She's got that virus. She's in pretty bad shape with it.
All right, man. Well,
we're all under quarantine. So
all right,
we
man.
had our test done Thursday and Friday and hadn't heard anything back from it.
All right, man. But we're praying for y'all.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, okay, man. Hey, remember Carol Cox.
Okay. All right, man.
That's it. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye. That was a church call.
Bless your heart. A lot of folks got it, man. A lot of folks.
Yeah.
You know, I had my landscaping professional called me the other night, and he said, "What you doing, fella?" I said, "Man, I'm sitting there watching the TV." I said, "What you doing?" He said, "I'm watching wrestling." I said, "What you need? What's going on, man? What you calling me for?" He said, I got to stay in the house for 14 days. I said, "For 14 days?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I went out there and they checked me out and they told me I had to stay in the house for 14 days. I said, "Well," I said, "I'll check on you. I'll be around. Call me if you need me, anything." I seen him at the grocery store. See, this was the day before yesterday. He called me. Stay in there 14 days. I saw him at the grocery store, standing out in front of the grocery store. I said, "Lee Otis," I said, "I thought you was under quarantine." "No, man, they misread my test." So he come out there. They told him he had to stay in the house for 14 days, and he had the COVID. And then they called him and told him he didn't have the COVID. So now I asked him, I said, "You hurt anywhere? Were you?" "Oh, no, I'm fine. I feel good." I said, "Okay." I said, we'll get together. I said, "I ain't going to be able to see you next week, but maybe week after next. I want to make sure everything, works out all right with him." But anyway, he's y'all be careful with them tests now, because they'll tell you one thing, and then something else will come up, a little bit later on, tell you something else. But my landscaping professional handled it real well. He's kind of good about that kind of stuff, about adversity. He don't really let any kind of adversity interfere with his lifestyle.
That's it.
Which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Very easy going.
Very easy going. Very, very mellow. He's got life figured out, I think.
So I got another question I want to pose to three of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, can you give me a good answer? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So why come do you mash the remote control a lot harder when you know the battery's dead?
Oh,
it's kind of like me and Marvin that night talking into them microphones up there.
There wasn't
when
no
the electricity had gone out. When the electricity had gone off, me and Marvin said about it. Because me and Marvin are professionals. with the microphone. Y'all look at Marvin. I mean, look at him. Hey, man, can you look at that?
I
Hey,
done forgot that,
as long as Marvin's still alive, Larry King will not be dead. He might have died today, but he won't be dead as long as y'all see Marvin with a microphone like that. But then we was up there one night at Cotton Hall, and we was doing our little old Mayhaw show up there. We was bearing down, man. We was having a good time. Electricity went out. And anyway, me and Marvin was giving folks instructions over the microphone what to do, and we had no electricity and no power. So that's the same way with that remote. It's kind of like when you see when you flipping your channel there, and all of a sudden you accidentally flip on MSNBC. Then you hit that, man, you mash that thing, it's the one that don't bust in my hand when I mash that button. And I don't mash it just one time, man. I keep mashing it. I keep holding that boy, just burn down on it. Blood vessels in my head popping out. Nadine told me, she said, why do you do that? She said, stop doing that. She said, don't do nothing to run your blood pressure up. And she's 100% correct.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's just one of them natural reactions that folks have, Queasy.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
That's it.
I just wondered, because only reason I asked that, because I was in there doing it a while ago. I was just imagining I was about to squeeze it, and I know it that the battery was about half dead and it wasn't working. You had to get it just that right spot for it to work, and I was about ready to chunk it through the window.
That's kind of like it. It's kind of like that folks with that with fishing with them tiny torpedoes.
Yeah. But see, if you was a fisherman, now Charlie, you know it.
He said he keep throwing it out there. Yeah. It's gonna catch you in a minute now.
Tell him, Charlie, he can't hear you, but now back there from the tiny torpedo. Now ain't that a good fishing plug ever been made?
Oh, yes, that's what they say.
Yeah,
that's what they say. I've heard that.
And
But I ain't never heard them talking about the tiny torpedo. But anyway.
And what about that little George? Anyone called a little George?
Yeah, they was a little George.
What about a little Willie?
I ain't going with you where you at.
You ain't gonna go down that road with me. I'm just asking the question.
I know, but
I'm just calling the name. Y'all behave.
Hey,
Y'all the ones that get all
they
that.
was a jitterbug. The jitterbug would work.
Oh, the jitterbug. Yes, sir. That'll work. Mm-hmm.
The Lucky 13. Them was them old wooden plugs, though. Them was the plugs that I got from my granddaddy.
that's it.
Way back there.
They worth some money now.
Oh, yeah.
Floyd, you need to hit off on the short list.
Yeah.
Oh, the short list already?
Yeah.
We ain't been on long enough. I want to read y'all something here from a Miller County Liberal in 1980. I want to read y'all something. I always like to read update. This is reflecting. I like to reflect. I like to reflect more than I like to revelate. Because I know how the reflection, I know what happened. I know what the outcome was. But on revelating, I can't tell you what the outcome's going to be. I'm going to read this here to you. This is in 1980. This would have been a 1979 peanut crop. Won't y'all listen to me now? Won't y'all, all of you peanut farmers out there now, I want y'all to listen to this. And y'all going to know who these men is when I call their name. They Mr. Peanuts. Two Miller County farmers were recently inducted into the 1979 Georgia Moneymaker Peanut Club. They were Jerry Thornton and Louis Freeman. Both Jerry and Louis gained membership in the club based on their total peanut production. These are the total 22 places in the club. Jerry produced 680,000 pounds of peanuts on 150 acres. That's around 4,600 pounds to the acre in 1979. And I'm going to tell you how he made them. He made them with cable tow irrigations. He made them with them water winches toting that pipe. Here, Mr. Louis Freeman, he was 651,000 pounds on 124 acres. That's 5,200 pounds to the acre. Now, that was in 1979. How many years ago was that? That was 42 years ago, wasn't it? Huh? 42 years ago, they was making that kind of peanut.
No circle irrigations either, right?
Louis might have had him a pivot then, but Jerry was mostly running them cable tows. I think he had one old water drive system. No, it was a chain drive valley that he had, but the rest of it was cable tow, tote pipe, a lot of it, because he was my next door neighbor. And I think I made that. Yeah, I think I had mine. I had mine all plowed up, ready to pick. They had started picking. They was making about 4,400 pounds to the acre, and it sat in and rained on them 21 solid days. And I think I went back and got me about 3,000 pounds to the acre on them. Anyway, that's the way it was. Hey, look at him, man. If I'd have got rich farming, I would never been in the auction business. Think about that.
That's right.
Look at all the folks I met in the auction business. I never would have met Charlie Platt if hadn't been in the auction business.
That's right.
Never
That's
would have
right.
known it. Look at him. Look
Well,
where we are now.
If you hadn't met him, we wouldn't have never known.
That's right, man. What you talking about? So it's fate. We talked about that. We talked about that at my old buddy's funeral this past Wednesday. Talked about fate and providence. God's providence. He's got it laid out for you now. You better walk the line. You better go along with it. You want me to do my short list, Marvin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to do the short list. Y'all sure y'all are?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I got a pretty good little list tonight there.
Might need to do a disclaimer before it, Marvin.
Here's the first one. And I don't mean nothing by this. Now, if anybody's offended out there,
Any
of you religious groups or any special interest group that is offended by this,
Good.
you know whose problem that is? That's your problem. That ain't my problem. Here we go. Right.
Wait, now you remember when we used to start off a show? I'd give a disclaimer. He'd tell me, "Don't give a disclaimer."
That's what he's showing.
Giving a disclaimer, you know.
Look out.
Here's
He used to get on to you about that, Marvin.
Yeah.
I'm a witness.
Yeah, I
He
know
used to
it,
fuss
yeah.
at you about that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start out right here. Here's what I'm gonna start out with: vaccines that have been invented by Somalians. Okay, all right, Marvin. Easy now, Marvin. Easy on this and here now, Marvin. Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall window installers. Just observing. Right here. Listen to this one right here. List of Catholic priests, Jewish rabbis, and Free Will Baptist preachers that moonlight as roofers. Baptist preachers that moonlight as hairdressers. Short list, very, very short list. Muslim women, short list here too, boys. Muslim women that have more than one husband. Muslim women that have their own bank accounts. Here's the one right here. Muslim men that is not named Mohammed. Very short list.
Short one now.
Short list. Here one. Pentecostal preachers that do not carry a pocket handkerchief. Here's another show. And here's one is Jewish rabbis, Catholic priests, and Methodist preachers that do carry a pocket handkerchief. It was Haitians, Cubans, and Venezuelans living in the United States that want to leave the United States and go back home.
Yeah.
Here's one right here. Democrats living in the United States that want to move to Cuba, Venezuela, or Haiti. This is a real short. Biden supporters and voters that pay taxes. Here's the last one on the list tonight. Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. This is a short list. If you're looking for people, this is a very short list. Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. Scenic city tour guides.
After dark, during the day.
Yeah. It don't matter. Either one.
Oh,
mate.
What was that first one again? Go back and hit that rewind on that first
That first one on Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witness, huh? Was that it?
No, the very first one.
That was the very first one. Oh, vaccines invented by Somalians. That's Ilhan Omar's, you know. She's Somalia. I wonder what how many what Ilhan's family has created other than ruin and rubbish. So
You know, I've never there's very few windows in a Jehovah Witness.
yeah, none in there.
Yeah.
There's no windows in there.
You
Oh,
can't.
here's another short one too, Marvin. Here's another short one. Jehovah Witnesses, Jehovah Witnesses that give tithes and offerings. Hey, here's another. Listen to me, Marvin. Here's another show. Jehovah Witness preachers who receive a salary. Whoa, whoa.
Oh,
Let me tell you.
stepped on it then.
That hit close, didn't it, Floyd?
Yeah.
Preachers that don't receive a salary.
We appreciate those short lists to see we'll move right along.
Oh, mercy.
I tell you what.
Lord, you know we love you, Mark. We had to pick on you.
That was
But
good.
them Jewish rabbis and them Catholic priests and them Free Will Baptist preachers, they pretty much all in one lump.
Hey,
I don't know none of them that knows how to put a roof on a house.
Or change a flat.
Or would put a roof on a house. How about that? Would
Yeah.
drive a nail in a shingle.
Boys, I know it's hard to believe, but it's almost 8:59. Can you believe that?
We didn't get started till late now, Marvin. They ain't gonna charge us overtime.
I mean, they might charge us. Charlie, go ahead.
All right. Floyd just pure and deep. What is it? The famous political ceiling about the women. We're going to break the glass ceiling. I think Floyd hit the glass ceiling tonight with the. Don't you, Marvin, with a short list?
Yeah, that was a good one tonight. Now, when he starts with a disclaimer, you better be ready.
Yeah, you better get out of the way. But we needed that laugh. We all do. If you are if you're a God-fearing person, if you're a Christian, and you have been given by the good Lord enough common sense to see what's going on in this world, and namely our country, we have to be serious about things. Because if we try to just and you know, it's easy. I could say, well, I got this heart deal, which I've got. You know, I don't even need to know what's going on. Everybody better know what's going on. And if what's going on is what we think is going on, we better all get right because things are fixing to move in a direction at a rapid pace like we've never seen. So we need to pray for our nation. We need to pray for our friends and family with the COVID virus. It's a situation like we've never seen before in our lifetimes. And I hope it's something we never, and I think it will probably we never see again. But it's serious. Lost another friend to it in the last week, and several more friends have it. So everybody needs prayer right now. Pray for one another, love one another, but realize there are things going on around us every day that some of us never thought we'd see happen in our lifetimes. And I just never thought we would see what we're seeing. So we need to keep this time, if we can, to laugh at Floyd and each other because laughter is good medicine. But we all need to, throughout the week, be serious about what's going on around us and pray for one another in this country. Floyd.
All right, Floyd, go ahead.
I'm gonna close out tonight a little something different. I'm gonna tell y'all one of them once upon a time stories. We've been kind of getting deep on some things. I'm gonna tell y'all one of them once upon a time stories. Once upon a time, there was a little mama snake, and she had 3 little baby snakes, and she had their own pit. They lived in their own pit. Them little snakes, mama snake, she's in there trying to clean up a pit, and them little baby snakes, they running around hissing, hissing in the pit, hissing in the pit, hissing in the pit. Mama Snake said, why don't y'all quit all that hissing in the pit? Go outside and play. I said, Mama, we can't go outside and play. It's raining. It's too wet. We get too wet out there. She said, well, don't hiss in my pit. Go over to Miss Potts and hiss in her pit. So anyway, they went over to Miss Potts, who was a snake. They went over there to her pit and started all scrambling around in there, hissing in her pit, hissing in Miss Potts' pit. And Miss Potts said, y'all get out of here and get on back to your own house over there where you come from. I don't want you over here hissing in my pit. So they went back home. Their feelings was all hurt. They moping around in there. And Mama Snake said, what's wrong with y'all? With y'all long face like that? What's wrong? Said, Miss Pot runs out of her pit. Miss Pot runs out of her pit. Said she was mean to her. She was ugly to her. Mama Snake said, well, I don't know what makes Miss Pot so uppity. I remember when Miss Pot didn't have a pit to hiss in.
Only Floyd.
Yeah, baby. I had that on my mind. Go ahead, Cleveland. I'm done.
I ain't got nothing that can run with you. I just think you own it tonight, brother. I got you own it tonight.
He is the Gulf Queasel. He is the Gulf Coast heavy champion, if you will, tonight.
You got
That's
that
right.
right. Give him the belt, Charlie. Ring the bell and give him the belt.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh,
it's just
y'all
good.
think about that. Yeah, think about it. Think about some of these uppity folks, all these big shot folks that don't want to be bothered with you no more. Remember when they didn't have a pit to hiss in.
But it's good to come there. Hey, we appreciate so much y'all watching and just watch us carry on and act up like a fool. But hey, this is what we do. This is what we do. So we enjoy it. We love y'all. We thank you for watching. I joke, cut up about the president, but I made a commitment that I would pray for the man every day and his administration and our government, and I'm going to do it because he needs our prayers. And everybody needs to pray. Who knows? If enough people get to praying, the Lord might get involved in some stuff, and ain't no telling what we liable to get done. It won't be nothing that nobody that got elected done, but it'd be something that the Lord would do. He needs to look down and he needs to see his people praying, and he needs to see his people being humble, and he needs the people to have what Charlie said a while ago, the fear of God. So we need to do that. It's good to be with y'all. I'm going to leave you with a thought, leave you with one little thought here, and then we'll turn it over to Marvin. But this is just something you need to remember, that you don't ever forget to do this, and you might come out all right. Don't you ever corner up nothing that you know is meaner than you are. Don't corner it up. Let it go. Marvin?
Good words. Real good words. We want to thank all of you for joining us. We appreciate you inviting us into your home. Y'all are too good to us. Want to remind you that if you didn't catch all of the show tonight, you can catch the reruns next week on Dick Van Dyke Show, Porter Wagner Show, and the Amos and Andy Show. And we want to give a big shout out to we were on the big screen tonight, very first time, my good friends at Willie's Wings in Washateria and Why Not North Carolina. We appreciate them for getting the word out about the dirt road sports. Tomorrow is Sunday morning. You need to be in church, or you need to be watching church on TV if you're not able to go. Give the Lord his due. Worship him tomorrow. It's his day. Here's the scripture of the week. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. That's the God we serve. We love you. We love all of you. We appreciate you. Y'all have a great evening, and we hope to see you back same time, same place next Saturday night. God bless y'all.
See y'all.
See you.